Hi, Noah and Bubble. So this is your feedback on your draft 2 of your music video, your Bruises, Lewis Capaldi. And there's a few nice things in here, but there's a few elements of concern that I think I'd like to raise with you at this stage. I think you need at least one more good filming session, preferably on a nice day. I think this weekend is looking to be nice, so I think you should organise another filming session for this weekend. Okay, there's it seems to me that you've gone quite a long way off the original pitch, as you put it to me. Your pitch was that he would be in this greenhouse, you'd be filming him from outside through windows, he'd be in this decrepit place which was full of spiders and dust and broken chairs and this kind of piano, this crusty old piano, which kind of was supposed to symbolize his despair at the end of his relationship, that he'd kind of lost this love of his life. But you haven't done that. You've put him in a few other places which I actually really just don't get. I don't get the bath, I don't get the grey wall, and I don't get really some of the stuff when he's outside. You know, I don't know why you've gone to those places. It doesn't seem coherent. The stuff with Millie is good, is better, because you've got that sense, you've got the flowers, you've got a line on the floor, you've got kind of more kind of symbolic shots of her, which is really nice. That this is his kind of memory, that, you know, this kind of beautiful girl just out of sight, just out of touch, lost, and she's natural and free, where he's broken and trapped. So as soon as you take him out and shove him in the bath, or shove him up a grey wall, or put him in a garden looking at trees, you kind of, seems to me, you've broken that idea. You've moved it away from that idea to something else. Now it's your music video, you can do what you like, but for me that it doesn't work very well. And the stuff in the greenhouse is my preferred stuff with Noah, but there are some elements which I think I'd like to do. I love the idea of this tape. I think this could be a motif which you could use, but it only appears once. You know, is he recording this song? Should it be sitting on top of the piano? Should we be seeing the wheels of the tape going round? Should we see her kind of listening to it? But this is the only shot you have of it, and you never come back to it. Either use it or ditch it completely from the beginning. I like it. I like this idea that maybe he's recording this love letter to her. So either use this or ditch it. Okay, use it more. Okay, first shot. Okay, house here. Don't get this. What's the point of this house here in the garden? I like the reverse of this shot, which you kind of come to later on. This shot I like, but this shot less so. That just doesn't work for me too much. I like this idea initially of Millie. She's just out of sight. We don't see all of her. We just see kind of fragments of her. We see the flowers. This seems, you come back to this shot again and again and again. Now I can see that there's a problem with your setup. The piano being right up against the wall stops you getting the camera on the other side of the piano, and so obviously you can't film Noah straight on. I think that's a huge shame. You know, you're two strong lads, you should be able to shift that piano. I'd pull that piano out by a few feet, give yourself some options for coming round it, because it seems to me you're totally trapped on that one side, and you don't have enough variety. And if your main shot of your star is his back, that's not great. I want to see his face. The most important thing is the star's face singing. So I want more of that. Okay. This nice shot. I like this. I like this little kind of montage of his performance. But then you cut away from it again, back to that shot. I also like this. This is the sort of thing I would like to see more of. You know, those leaves, you know, brown and broken. You know, I'd like to see much more kind of montage within there. and she's running, and then you cut to her running. I like this shot. I like the instinct in this shot because you're thinking of frames within frames. And I think that's really, really good. It's just out of focus, though, gents. You know, it's not focused. It's not focused on his reflection. It's not focused on him. It doesn't pull focus. It's a nice shot. I really, really like it, and I think you could do more with this. This idea of reflection. He's reflecting on things. That's good. Noah's always got his thumbs in these braces, by the way. I'm not sure if that's a great idea. I think that's people do that kind of naturally if they're wearing braces. I'd get his thumbs out of his braces. But the shot's a good idea, but I'm afraid poorly executed. It's out of focus. It's no good, I'm afraid, really. What I'd quite like to see at some point is things like the piano hammers. You know, open up the piano. Let's see if those hammers actually hit the strings at some point. So this grey wall shot, I don't get. It also seems to me, again, to be a little bit out of focus. Not as bad as the mirror one, but it seems out of focus. I don't get this pole here. You've got him in the center of the frame. At least use a thirds. But again, I didn't get it. You know, I'd rather see him in the greenhouse, sitting in a chair in the greenhouse. You know, reverse the chair. The bath, I just don't get at all. What does it mean? He's in the bath with his clothes on. Why? Then he's checking his plants for insects. Why is he looking through the plants? This shot is funny of Millie. This was the standout one, which doesn't work because she's clearly looking, right, what am I supposed to be doing now? Hey, you know, I mean, it's nice, but it seems all the other shots seem kind of more symbolic and metaphorical. Whereas this shot, she's like, okay, what now? And then you cut to this again back to, and here is a clearly metaphorical shot, you know, she's lying on the ground, hair out, angel with, you know, dead flowers all around her. You've done some interesting color correction here. I like it. Do more of that. More autumnal. Maybe that's the color you want to go for, those kind of warm autumnal colors. But obviously you've got to be consistent. This is the first time I've seen this color correction on Millie. So his hands in his pockets there, but at least not in his braces, I suppose. But that's definitely out of focus. This seems a bit weird. This is better. But you're repeating these kind of shots quite a lot. I think you've probably got enough of Millie, but I just think you should spread it out a bit more. You know, you kind of keep coming back to her because I'm not sure if you've got the footage of Noah in the greenhouse. I quite like this shot. This reverse dolly, obviously he wanders out of frame a little bit, you know, which is kind of no good. It's a nice low angle, but I'd have reshot that. You know, it's not smooth. But I like the idea, and maybe that's the sort of thing you could leave to the end. Maybe that's the sort of thing where you could say he's free and he's leaving this prison of his heart. But put that at the end. Don't put that halfway through, then chuck him back in again. So that's a shot outside I think I could live with, but only if there's a kind of sense to it. So this is good. I like that. Again, come back to leaves. You know, you should have done 10 different shots of the piano, you know, inside, round the back of, and then shots of chairs being overturned, a vase, you know, with a dead flower in it, you know, a picture, a songbook, a guitar, so, you know, various things as well as kind of flowers. Here's a little pull focus on a cactus, which cuts too soon. Don't you think? You know, you've got to give the idea time in the edit. So here we go, pulls focus, and as soon as you pull focus, he's gone. You know, if you're going to pull focus on something, allow the audience time. I like this shot for the symmetry in the shot, but these people here are pulling my attention, which is a shame. Again, I like this shot. I like this kind of instinct, this slow kind of push in to his greenhouse of despair. I mean, it's nice. It's a little bit wobbly. I think we could have got it a bit smoother than that. And then for the first time, you show me the greenhouse, but you're showing it to me